Okay, and welcome to another edition of Buzzword BBQ, the series where we track the buzzword of the day at South by Southwest and sear it onto a piece of meat, Texas style, here at Stubbs Barbecue Joint in downtown Austin, and eat it down with the cream of the crop festival's marketeers. I'm joined here by Ambarish from Blippar. Ambarish, thank you very much for joining us. And the buzzword we are discussing today is curious. Explain.
Sure. Curious is a buzzword, and we as people, we are curious creatures, and often it gets ignored that 83% of all our senses in our body, out of the five senses, is actually controlled by our eyes, and touch and feeling and smell. All those are complementary senses, and vision is the primary sensor, and it creates the perception of the world we see. So when you're actually out and about, walking in the street and looking at random stuff like a tree or a dog or a statue you don't recognize,
Or a piece of barbecue meat.
it makes you curious. It's not that you're searching for it. It's a very different behavior. You are discovering the world and you're intrigued by it. And literally the whole human civilization has been formed on this very nature of curiosity. Otherwise we won't be here today. So part of the thing we are trying to answer is to that curiosity. So today's traditional search engines are more or less driven by keywords, and sometimes you're not able to explain our curiosities into words clearly, because imagination of people is much more complex than what comes out of our mouth. So if you could just look at anything and it answers your curiosity and gives you necessary information, that's what we are doing at South by Southwest, and we launched that product yesterday.
Okay, well, it's amazing. I saw a demo yesterday indeed, but just the user experience then, tell me. So we've got a piece of meat, let's say this piece of meat, which we've put the buzzwords curious onto. If I'm using my Blippar app and pointing it at said piece of meat, what am I seeing? What's it telling me?
If you point the Blippar app in few weeks' time on this piece of meat, what you'll see, it'll tell you that you're looking at a piece of meat, and whatever steak it is, it'll tell you basic Wikipedia style information. It'll give you recipes associated with it. It'll give you trivia associated with it. It'll tell you locations you could buy it from. It'll tell you restaurants in the area which sell it. It could even have probably advertisement from Gordon Ramsay saying you should buy this stuff from our restaurants in this different parts.
Wouldn't that be something? So it basically tells you everything but the cow's name.
Yeah, that'll be difficult. Yeah, but someday.
Next year.
Yeah, when we go down to DNA marketing in 20 years.
Okay, well listen, we're going to eat this down in a second between us. Just a quick question, I guess, on last year. One of the big things I noticed at South by Southwest was privacy. Everyone was talking about, not so much this year, but certainly last year. If you're kind of blippering people's face and stuff like that, where do you draw the line on sort of, I guess, invasion of privacy? Is that an issue for you guys?
It'll definitely be an issue, and how we will handle it would definitely determine people's perception and challenging of this very concept. But I'm a big believer of the exchange perspective of privacy versus value, and increasingly the younger audience today, they care less about it and they're very willing to share. But overall, from an ethics point of view, face is definitely something one needs to tread carefully. But we have to make it permission based, and exact model of it we'll see, and we'll be launching something soon, but we cannot give any further details.
Okay, sounds good. Well, listen, curious. That's our buzzword of the day. Me and Ambarish are going to go and chow down on this now. But Ambarish from Blippar, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Cheers.